Melania's dark past is once again surfacing after a letter she sent to Vladimir Putin leaked to the public. At first, the public was told by the Trump regime that Melania wrote this very strong letter to Vladimir Putin demanding the return of the 20 to 40,000 Ukrainian children who were kidnapped by Russia during their invasion of Ukraine. Okay, well, that would be a strong letter, despite Donald Trump humiliating the United States in Alaska and kneeling to Putin. If Melania really wrote a strong letter, that could be good. But now we have the letter. It doesn't even mention Ukraine. It doesn't mention Ukrainian children. It talks about, hey, Vladimir, do you want to hear the melodic laughter of the children? I mean, Vladimir Putin probably got this letter, started laughing, and then told state regime media, maybe you want to play some more photos of Melania nude, like Russian state regime media had been doing before. When Donald Trump was unfortunately elected, state regime media in Russia started showing nude after nude after nude of Melania Trump from her past, and the hosts, Russia's version of like Sean Hannity and their propagandists, would just start pointing at nude Melania and just start laughing and saying how classless she is and things like that. So why don't we first just take a look at this letter that Melania sent, and then I want to talk about how her dark past is unraveling, including the look of terror in her face the last time she was face to face with Vladimir Putin, who knows not just how to play Donald Trump, but in my opinion, knows how to play Melania as well. One of the reasons that she did not, I think, show up to this Alaska trip, but frankly, she hasn't showed up to any of these trips as well. So the handwritten letter from Melania that Trump supposedly delivered to Putin, it leaked. It doesn't mention Ukraine. It doesn't mention Ukrainian children, despite initial reports that that's what it said. Let's take a look at the letter right here. Also, just look at her bizarre signature right here. That's her signature. It's not even a handwritten letter. It's a typed letter. And it says, "Dear President Putin, every child shares the same quiet dreams in their heart, whether born randomly into a nation's rustic countryside or a magnificent city center. They dream of love, possibility, and safety from danger. As parents, it is our duty to nurture the next generation's hope. As leaders, the responsibility to sustain our children extends beyond the comfort of a few. Undeniably, we must strive to paint a dignity-filled world for all, so that every soul may wake to peace, and so that the future itself is perfectly guarded. A simple yet profound concept, Mr. Putin, as I'm sure you agree, is that each generation descendants begin their lives with a purity and innocence which stands above geography, government, and ideology. Yet, in today's world, some children are forced to carry a quiet laughter, untouched by the darkness around them, a silent defiance against the forces that can potentially claim their future. Mr. Putin, you can single-handedly restore their melodic laughter. In protecting the innocence of these children, you will do more than serve Russia alone. You serve humanity itself. Such a bold idea transcends all human division, and you, Mr. Putin, are fit to implement this vision with the stroke of a pen today. It is time. Sincerely, squiggly lines, which apparently is how Melania signs her name. Melania. Putin kidnapped these children. 40,000 of them. Kidnapped them. He also had soldiers sexually assault children and babies in front of their mothers, while sexually assaulting their mothers in front of their husbands and their families. So lots of these children are being sex trafficked by Putin, a lot like Epstein, except on a grander scale by Putin. You're saying Putin is fit to do this? He's the kidnapper of the 40,000 Ukrainian children, again, who have been tortured, sex trafficked, killed. What is this letter? What is this word salad mess right here? It's the weakest thing imaginable. And again, it elevates Putin to a stature that should never exist. It's like when Donald Trump had our soldiers roll out the red carpet for Putin, bend down on their knees, and basically bend to Putin while rolling out a red carpet. It was so humiliating to see that go down. Let me all show you. By the way, do you want to know what the letter should say? If you're going to write a letter, you should say, return the Ukrainian children you're sex trafficking, killing, and kidnapped. return the remaining children who are still alive right now to Ukraine. Before Donald Trump met with Putin in Alaska, he should say, 1, you must agree to a ceasefire before I meet with you and give you the legitimacy of the United States of America, and 2, you immediately agree to return the children from Ukraine that you kidnapped. This is what we get, that letter right there. Are you freaking kidding me? But let me remind you, this is when Melania Trump met with Putin back in 2018. You will see her face and what she looked like. This is from Now This. Let's play this clip right here. Do you see her face and how terrified she looked after seeing Vladimir Putin right there? And I previously said, Putin's been showing those nudes of Melania on Russian state TV. But this is kind of Melania's go-to, right? For her, it's all of this like performative crap. So while the federal government's response to the horrific floods from the Guadalupe River in Texas, while the federal government's response was atrocious, and I believe there's blood on Donald Trump's hands and Kristi Noem's hands and all those people who made the cuts to FEMA, who cut the National Weather Service people, who made all of those cuts, who did not react immediately, who didn't activate the urban search and rescue team immediately. Lives were lost because of Donald Trump. But this is Melania's response to everything. Forever love, Mystic. This bracelet will forever hold a sacred place in my heart, a quiet shining thread to the young souls who now watch over us from heaven. Each charm carries the weight of their memory, the warmth of their presence, and will forever symbolize their love. I mean, why don't you take actual action and help save lives to begin with versus showing a freaking bracelet? And then, of course, she's been like selling stuff like Melania Trump's bridal figurine with 40 Swarovski crystals, only $99. Melania Trump cashing in once more on a vote freedom necklace while Donald Trump is taking away voting rights. For $600, you can buy the exclusive vote freedom necklace by Melania. You could also buy, what else are they selling on this ridiculous website from Melania? There's the Fortitude collection. Here, take a look at this, what it says. Celebrate our service members, our nation, and our freedom by buying Melania's necklaces that are called the Fortitude collection. I mean, really, that's what you're doing? While Donald Trump has our soldiers in uniform bending on their knees as Sergei Lavrov, Putin's foreign minister, shows up in USSR gear to Alaska, while Putin shows up laughing at our soldiers on their knees, laughing at Donald Trump, making a mockery of our nation. I mean, you've been out there over the past however many years selling things like the Fortitude collection. It should also be noted as well that Melania was making all this money from speaking engagements from the Trump campaign and from the various PACs. This is Melania's employment, assets, and income. Speaking engagement, $300,000. Speaking engagement, $250,000. Speaking engagement, another $250,000. Who's paying her that amount of money to speak? Does she speak ever for more than 5 minutes? I'm not trying to mock her. I'm making a serious question. Does she actually speak for more than 5 minutes? I mean, I'll show you an example. I mean, this was Melania at an event where she was talking about immigrants who have just become citizens of the United States. And Melania was saying how her process to become a citizen was streamlined because she had great lawyers. That's what Melania is bragging about. Here she is, just like about a year ago or so, right around there, at the Library of Congress, talking about how Melania got her process expedited because she got great lawyers. This is what you're talking about to these immigrants? Here, play this clip.
And then, of course, there are nuances of understanding the United States immigration laws and the complex legal language contained therein. I was very devoted, but I certainly was not an attorney. And eventually, it proved critical for me to retain counsel. I was fortunate to do so, as ultimately my journey was streamlined and brought me over the finish line as a naturalized citizen. While challenges were numerous, the rewards were well worth effort.
Well, Melania, because you are bringing that up, I mean, I think we should talk about your background. I mean, you say you were introduced to Donald Trump, what, in 1997, 1998, around that time period, at the Kit Kat Club by Paolo Zampoli, who ran a modeling agency that you worked for. You met Trump at a club where wealthy Manhattan men would meet young Eastern European women, and you were at one of those events. Donald Trump met you there. He was with another woman when he met you there. And then you got an Einstein visa, allegedly, that expedited your process then to become a citizen when you ultimately married Donald Trump. And then through chain migration, all of these are processes that you and Donald Trump oppose. Then your family became citizens through chain migration. All of this Donald Trump is depriving other migrants to have as ICE Gestapo rounds up people. I'm going to do other videos today on this. I mean, some of the most horrific scenes is Trump has military and ICE Gestapo and National Guard and all these people like just beating down on migrants. It's such a sad thing to say. But here was Donald Trump during the first campaign where Donald Trump said that in about 2 weeks or so, I think he says, or in a few days, in a few weeks, you know the theme with Donald, right? He's going to hold the press conference where he would address Melania's questionable immigration background on how she got here. I'm going to address everything. Guess what? Just like Russia, 2 weeks never happened. 2 weeks, this is just Donald Trump's play. Here, play this clip.
Oh, and by the way, they said my wife Melania might have come in illegally. Can you believe that one? No. They said, headlines, maybe she came in illegally, maybe. Let me tell you one thing. She has got it so documented, so she's going to have a little news conference over the next couple of weeks. That's good. That's good. I love it. I love it. They said, Melania Trump may have come into our country illegally, and how would that be for Donald Trump to...
And again, you go back to July 28, 2016, where Melania posts that the website in question that was created in 2012 has been removed because it does not accurately reflect current business and professional interests. And I think one of the things that was referring to as well was part of this, her website at the time that was still loaded, which said that she got a design degree and architecture degree at the University of Slovenia. But she did not get such a degree. I don't think she ever graduated. And so she was not being forthcoming. We'll just say that about having any degrees or about having a degree. You know, and then she says things like this. Like recently she was with Ted Cruz and she's talking about how what really makes her upset is like abusive online behavior and bullying. And she just wants people to not bully others online, and everybody should just, let's all get along. I mean, Melania, your husband is the biggest bully out there, makes nicknames for people, mocks people every day, incites violence against people. I mean, your stepson, Don Jr., recently has been posting photos of Donald Trump on the roof of the White House throwing green penis dildos at women basketball players. Is that part of this campaign that you're running? Here, play this clip of Melania. Let's show it to you.
It's not very loud.
Good afternoon. I'm here with you today with a common goal: to protect our youth from online harm. The widespread presence of abusive behavior in the digital domain affects the daily lives of our children, families, and communities.
And again, let's not forget two other data points of Melania. Let me give you three final data points of Melania. One, that Melania was spreading birther conspiracies about former President Obama. With all of Melania's questionable immigration background, she has the audacity to attack former President Obama with lies when he was the president. Here, play this clip.
An obsession. Did he ask to see yours when you met him?
Well, I needed to put mine anyway, because if you want to become an American citizen, you need to put the birth certificate.
Right.
I have a birth certificate from Slovenia. And do you want to see President Obama birth certificate or not?
I've seen it.
It's not the birth certificate.
Well, it's a certificate of live birth,
Right,
which they get. But Melania, if he insists on what he's saying, then no one in Hawaii can ever run for president, because they all get the same live birth certificate.
Well, but they need to have...
Midler is finished, for example.
They need to have, and in one way, it will be very easy if President Obama just show it. And because it's not only Donald who wants to see it. It's American people who voted for him and who didn't vote for him. They want...
Then you had Melania refer to Donald Trump talking about sexually assaulting women by grabbing them by their genitals as locker room talk and saying that's just what men do, which is false. Men don't go around, real men don't go around bragging about sexually assaulting women by grabbing their genitals without consent. But here's what she says. Play this clip.
He described it as locker room talk. To you, I mean, you sort of alluded to that as well. Is that what it is to you, just locker room talk?
Yeah, it's kind of two teenage boys. Actually, they should behave better, right?
He was 59.
Correct. And sometimes I said, I have two boys at home. I have my young son and I have my husband. So, but I know how some men talk, and that's how I saw it, yes.
The behavior he described to you, is that sexual assault?
No, that's not a sexual assault. He didn't say he did it. And I see many women coming to him and giving phone numbers and want to work for him, or inappropriate stuff from women, and they know he's married. So
you've seen that?
Oh yes, of course. It was in front of me.
Here she is, Melania, plagiarizing word for word Michelle Obama's speech at the prior Republican convention, the first Trump Republican convention. Let's play it.
I were raised with so many of the same values. Like, you work hard for what you want in life, that your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're gonna do.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life, that your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That you treat people with dignity and respect, even if you don't know them and even if you don't agree with them.
That you treat people with respect. They thought and showed me values and morals in their daily life. That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son. And we need to pass those lessons on to the many generations to follow.
And Barack and I set out to build lives guided by these values and to pass them on to the next generation, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Because we want our children in this nation to know that the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
And then finally, just to show you, just how sick and disturbed this family is, Donald Trump gave a speech about a year ago or so, where Donald Trump said that he spoke to Melania and he just wanted to let her know that he doesn't. Trump said this while he was in a high school, mind you. He said, I spoke to Melania, you'll hear what he says word for word, so I'm paraphrasing, to let her know that I don't like peeing on hookers, I don't like getting peed on by hookers, too many germs, and Melania doesn't believe that I like to get golden showers, getting urinated on by hookers, he says. Now, he said this in a high school in Iowa. In a high school in Iowa. We talk about it at the time. Did corporate news talk about it? No. Do they talk about Gavin Newsom's posts now? Oh my God, Gavin Newsom's doing all caps posts. He's mocking Trump's posts, you morons. And when Gavin Newsom does it, you think it's inappropriate. But when Donald Trump's out there talking about getting urinated on by you-know-what, and he talks about, like, going into locker rooms and seeing, like, Arnold Palmer's big penis, and I mean, you think you don't think that that's a thing? That's why our corporate news is broken. But anyway, here's Donald Trump in Iowa. Let's play it.
Russia. Remember that? He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling, I love you very much? It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe, because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, He's not into golden showers, as they say they call it. He's not. I don't like that idea. No, I didn't. I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, No, you're okay on that one.
So there you have it, folks. I mean, return the Ukraine as a stipulation to meeting with Putin. Return the kidnapped children. And if you want to be involved, Melania, let's talk about what's happening. These children were sexually assaulted. These children were sex trafficked by Putin and Russia. These children were kidnapped. Ukrainian children. Say their names. Ukrainian children. What's Donald Trump doing now? He's talking about giving Donbass, Ukrainian land in Ukraine's control right now, to Putin. And no ceasefire, but thrusting that on Ukraine. It's so sick. It's so despicable. We'll keep covering it here in the Midas Touch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.